It was a peaceful Saturday morning in the neighborhood. Birds were chirping, sprinklers clicked on, and most families were enjoying their second cup of coffee. But that calm was shattered in an instant. A piercing cry echoed from above. Neighbors looked up just in time to see a massive swan swooping down into the Boyles' backyard. Before anyone could react, it snatched up the family's small golden puppy, Max, and took off into the sky, its powerful wings beating heavily as it disappeared into the distance. The neighborhood was in shock. The Boyles were devastated. "He was just lying in the grass," Mrs. Boyle sobbed. "One second he was there, the next he was gone." Search efforts began immediately, with neighbors combing the woods and cliffs, but as the hours passed, hope faded. Then something unexpected happened. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. 2 days after Max's disappearance, a beehive began forming under the Boyles' porch. At first, it seemed like a nuisance. Some neighbors were concerned for their kids and pets. One even suggested calling pest control. But Dr. Martin, a local wildlife expert, stepped in. "Let's wait," he said. "These bees aren't behaving normally." He noticed they were strangely Kalmand-focused. They didn't act aggressive, they didn't swarm, and then something truly bizarre happened. The queen bee left the hive and began drifting from house to house. She hovered over Mr. Doyle's herb garden, then danced above Mrs. Ramirez's bird feeder, and finally settled momentarily on the brim of Dr. Martin's sun hat. The movement wasn't random. It was deliberately directional. Dr. Martin felt a chill. "They're showing us something," he said softly. "I don't know how or why, but I think they know where Max is." That evening, guided by the Queen's flight, Dr. Martin and a group of neighbors followed her path through the woods beyond the hiking trail and past a steep ravine. Eventually, they reached an old, hollow pine tree perched on a high ridge. There, nestled inside a large nest made of branches, paper, and cloth scraps, was Max, safe, and not alone. The swan wasn't there, but 3 young swans were, and incredibly, Max was curled beside them, as if keeping them warm. He wagged his tail when he saw the neighbors, clearly tired but unharmed. Dr. Martin's theory? The swan likely lost one of her chicks, he explained. She may have taken Max not out of hunger but to fill a void. And the bees? I think they sensed something we couldn't, he added. Their instincts are sharper than we give them credit for. Maybe nature stepped in to restore balance in its own way. Max was carefully retrieved and brought home to cheers and tears. The beehive under the porch remained a few more days, calm and quiet, until one morning it was simply gone. No trace, no honey, just silence and a puppy snoring safely in his favorite sunspot. The neighbors still talk about it, about the swan, the missing days, and the bees that led them through the forest like a tiny, winged search party. It became more than a mystery. It became a memory, because sometimes when nature takes something away, it also leaves behind the means to bring it home again.